What is up, Black Raven? What the hell is going on with my shit? Is it blurry? That's weird. My chats may not actually work today. Fuck. So stern looking. That's because I'm trying to fix my my chat. See if it's actually gonna pop up. Okay. I think I'm gonna move it up here. My camera look blurry to you? It looks blurry to me. Looks like stupid fucking blurry. All right, sound check. How's the sound? Sound good? Yeah, they're showing now. Yo, Sigma, what's happening, man? Oh, I'm not telling anybody shit. Sound is good. All right. I need to fix this video then. Definitely need to fix this video. It's a bit blurry. Thought so. Properties. Wait. Why isn't it showing the fuck up? Okay. Brightness, sharpness. I don't want to zoom too much. Okay, there we go. We should be good there. All right. Hope y'all are doing good. So I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Nintendo is getting another Direct, and just as I've always said, if you want to know when a state of play is coming, just wait till a Nintendo Direct gets announced. Just wait, because State of Play is coming out tomorrow too. That's right, we got a State of Play and a Nintendo Direct. So I don't know who announced which first. I'm assuming that it was Nintendo because it got leaked first. Again, I was completely and utterly wrong. I'm okay with being wrong about it though, as long as if it's a good State of Play, then I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. Or a good Direct, and I'm okay with it. Hell, I'm good with a good State of Play too. But like I said, they got Sony actually has to deliver. What up, Ghost Roxas? What up? You see that there's a State of Play as well tomorrow? Follow the Direct wherever Sony goes. That's our motto now. Cause you already know what's gonna happen. Nintendo Direct gets announced, Sony's gonna come out of the woodworks, say, hey, we have a State of Play. Did you put the state of play in the chat already? Because I put it in there not too long ago. Oh, yeah, you did. Holy shit, I missed that. Yeah, you totally did that. My bad, man. I didn't even see that shit. The director of Respawn also left. We're not missing anything. There's not much that we're going to be missing. Respawn was good for like 2 games, and then I don't know what the fuck happened. I think EA happened. EA definitely happened. So I'm not worried about Respawn at this point. The gaming industry is just doing a lot of stupid shit. They're doing a whole lot of stupid shit. You're good. We're both in tune with that kind of stuff. Yeah, we are. It's one of those. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Both Titanfall games. So 4 games. They were good for 4 games. And then, yeah. I am questioning Apex. So we'll say 3. We'll say 3. Apex was good for like all of a month. EA killed those games unceremoniously. Yes, they did, because that's what they do. They kill games. EA gets a hold of anything. I'm really honestly surprised that what is it, BioWare? Is it BioWare? Or is it what is it? Fuck. That's gonna drive me up the wall. Somebody correct me, because I know it's not, it can't be BioWare. The fuck is it? But I'm surprised that half of the things that they've actually acquired are still alive. I am very shocked by that. So it's just an EA thing. Like, honestly, who talks about EA anymore? Like, EA's so bad they can't even make it into the press anymore. That's how bad they are. The last thing I heard about EA was that they were trying to get wiped up by either Microsoft or Sony too, and neither one of them wants them. Nobody wants those problems. EA is like, it is BioWare. Yeah, it is BioWare. So I'm surprised BioWare is still alive, especially after that dumpster fire that was Anthem. EA though is like that desperate partner looking for a date, and they just suck. They can't get it together. And who cares, you know? Like, you want to know something funny? There are certain things in the industry that should die, and EA should be one of them. I hate to say it, but EA should die. EA just needs to just bow out gracefully. I'm that close to having that thought process about Ubisoft as well. Very close. Like, if Mirage doesn't do well and none of the other stuff that they have coming out does well, like, I'll bow out Ubisoft too. Good. They should sell Gearbox. They need to sell Gearbox. Gearbox can do better. Actually, Gearbox can do bad all on their own. They don't need EA for that. They make some solid stuff. I mean, minus the last whatchamacallit. What is it? Fuck, Borderlands 3. Yeah, I was good on that. If you liked it, you liked it. I didn't personally, because it just felt forced. It didn't have the same magic as like Like the first one, and even like the second one, because I wasn't a big fan of the second one, like playing through that game. But even then, like the second one didn't feel forced either. It was more like a level scaling problem for me. Like I hated the fact that in the second one I had to constantly play catch up. But even the second one didn't feel forced. Like Handsome Jack was a pretty decent fucking bad guy. But if they're selling Gearbox, then good. Gearbox needs a better home anyway. Like anybody that EA has acquired, that I don't know, certain companies need a better home. So who do you think picks them up then? Who do you think they're selling them to? My guess would be Microsoft. I think Microsoft picks that one up because that's what they do best at the moment. At the moment, they could do a lot more. Oh yeah, that leads me to something. I'm no longer streaming fucking Starfield. Fuck that. That game is like for if I'm like really bored and desperate and I need something to fucking like veg out to, but I'm not gonna sit on stream and try and fucking figure out shit. Like that is fucking crazy to me. Like I am not good at making games like that look interesting. Xbox, yeah, agreed. I think Microsoft picks them up. Sorry, you know, as much as Sony's been holding my attention lately, I can easily say they can't get into the club. They can't get into the club of purchasing things like that. I think Microsoft is... Holy fuck. Can't fucking read behind this shit. Hold on real quick. I think Microsoft ends up buying Gearbox and maybe Sega. Why would Sega have a reason to buy Gearbox though? Like I know they make a decent amount of money, but why would we merge with Sega? Why would Gearbox want to merge with Sega? That's just strange to me. Not to say that Sega doesn't have like some decent IPs. It's just I don't know. Well, good thing Liza P is out in a Game Pass game. Wait, is Liza P already out? I thought that wasn't until like the 22nd. I thought Liza P doesn't come out until September 22nd. Oh, Microsoft buying them both. Okay, I got you. Isn't Liza P a 22nd game though? Like they're supposed to be out on the 22nd? Well, really, I saw some people already downloading it. Maybe it's a preload. Wait, hold on. Because the question is now, like, if it's out now, why the fuck aren't I playing that right now? Yeah, it comes out September 19th. I'm sorry, not the 22nd. It's the 19th, which it's set to release. So I don't understand how people are already playing it unless it's yeah, it's they're getting early copies then. There's no way that game is out right now. And yeah, that's reviewers are playing part of it. And I think wasn't that a discussion with Starfield too? Like it was like really it's against the code to actually play those games on stream before anybody actually has a chance to hold it. That's what I thought. That's why I saw some people that weren't reviewers talking about downloading it now. It might just be that they're preloading it. That's true, but it's not hard. It's not really hard to get your hands on a. It's not hard to get your hands on early release either. Like, you send a couple of emails, they basically just a couple of convincing emails to get the shit out, and that's about it. I should start doing that. That would make my shit a whole lot easier. Trying to figure out how to get it out. But yeah, 19th, so it's not too far away. That's not too far away. I can't wait for it. Me personally, I can't wait for it. I've seen the ratings. Roxas, thank you for showing that. Let me tell you something. It's been a great year for gaming. Just period. It's been a magnificent year for gaming. And so with that being said, I don't know why the fuck we even bother with these game medias. I don't know why we bother with the game media, personally. I don't know why, because they'll find any and everything to bitch about at this point. There was only two out of the people that were shown. There were only two groups in the games media that actually scored it pretty decent. Actually, it has decent scores all the way around. If we want to be technical, like, they're decent scores. It's not like it's like 50 or 60 or anything. Like, this shit is like hitting like 83 and but of course you have IGN, what else do you have? You had lower rated it at like a 7. Like, that's fucking nuts to me. And I couldn't imagine, because I haven't read any of this stuff yet. And I kind of want to, but I kind of don't at the same time. But if it's just like how it was with like Starfield or something, like, nah, I'm good. I'm totally good. Like, the truth of the matter is that games media is never going to be satisfied until they get all the clicks. And so I don't see any point in having them anymore. Think it's pretty cool you're about to go down the Liza P path, and I'm gonna go down the Baldur's Gate path, and we can both be done before Jeff Keighley show. Yeah. Jeff Keighley needs to, oh my goodness, just get rid of games media. Or start from scratch with games media, period. Like, because we definitely need like the ethics. We need the ethics to games media. Like, if you're supposed to have ethics in journalism, period. But with the way that games works, it's like I said, it's a very unique form of entertainment. Like, you're not actually it's not the same. Like, it's one of the most interactive forms of entertainment, which is what makes it so unique. And so I would think that because it is one of the most interactive forms of entertainment, you would have a more organized and more what is it, ethical way to do games media. But they just find any and everything to complain about. And then because they complain, they wonder why like the whole community complains. Like, it's just following suit, man. This has been a great year for gaming. But I've seen media talk about how this year has been trash for games and AAA has gone down. I'm like, yeah, you could have said that like last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe in the last decade. But this is like crazy amounts of games like coming out. This is crazy amounts. And you mean to tell me that this is still a horrible year? Like, where are you getting this stuff from? Like, how are you forming? Like, do you think before you write this stuff down? Like, that's kind of where, that's just where my head goes. Like, do you actually think before you actually talk about this stuff? Because it just doesn't seem like these are well written and well thought out documentations. Oh my goodness. I thought I selected my fucking character. What the hell? Ugh.
3, 2, 1.
Ew, Pyra. Wow, I don't even have to do anything. Oh, that is a nasty little thing there. Damn, I should have did the other one. Wait, how? Oh, I'm fucked. Alright, I guess I'm not. Oh, that is nasty. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'll take that. Fuck. I didn't know he could grab items like that. That's dope. Shit, I'm fucked. Ugh. Uh-oh. Shit, I'm fucked. Yeah. There's no way I was getting out of that.
Away, fellas.
Let's go ahead and get together and talk predictions. Now, we already do have another predictions video up there, or out on our...
All right, so who I was wrong against, these guys called Good Vibes Gaming. Like, I really thought this whole Nintendo Direct thing, like, that was my bad. I shouldn't have fucking did that. But they were right at the end of the day. So what can I say? They got the beat on the pattern better than I do, and to be honest with you, you know, that's what they do. So hey, you know, I'm good with being wrong. I'm curious to see what their speculations are though, and I think that I think we've gotten so used to non-credible people getting on and talking about how they have credible sources to talk about leaks and stuff that, you know, it tends to make you speculate whether or not people are actually as credible as they say they are. So, well, wow. Uh-oh. Got me with that chaos control.
Our channel, Derek and John did record some stuff last week, but we wanted to get our thoughts out there too, and particularly you, Steve. We haven't been able to have you for a while, so we're so happy to have you back. And what better way to bring you back than with direct predictions, because direct time is always
ultra
so
loud.
Fun. Now, a quick note before we start. Obviously, there have been leaks circulating around there. We're obviously aware of them. If you want to go check out what those are, we do have another video up on our channel, and you can go check that out. But in the interest of not spoiling anybody who doesn't want to be spoiled, we are not going to be talking about those leaks in our predictions. However, at the end of the video, and don't worry, I'll give you a spoiler.
Oh, did I get hit with the chickens?
We are going to speculate on those leaks, but again, there will be a big warning before that. And in the meantime, we're just going to talk about our predictions and not go into those leaks right now. So, with that said, Steve, we missed you so much, man. You are the man of the hour. Go ahead and kick us off with your first Nintendo Direct prediction.
Ooh, man. Well, thank you. It's good to be back. I'm glad to see everybody again, even if I'm living in a blinding white void right now.
Right.
So I think my first prediction, and I don't know if this came up yet because I've been kind of unpacking and doing everything, we got to get more details about that Princess Peach game. I mean, they gave us so little to work with. I don't, you know, just anything, like a crumb of information about that. I feel like right now, I don't expect a release date. I don't expect anything like that, but I do expect to at least learn maybe what the gameplay loop of that is.
Oh, wow. How did he get
even
that?
A name for the game, because it feels weird that they just kind of dropped it out there at the last Direct with nothing. Like the Mario Direct was just like, hey, we're making a Princess Peach game. Here's literally 2 seconds of it. So I think we'll get that. I think that is almost certain that they'll at least pull the veil back a little bit more on that upcoming Peach game.
They really just packed in Princess Peach, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and Mario RPG just as a trifecta, just for the sake of having Mario, Luigi, and Peach in one announcement. They didn't elaborate anything on Princess Peach at all. But I feel like I'm not sure if we're going to see anything, at least until after Mario Wonder is out, and until also Mario RPG, maybe even past then, just to give the highlight to them. And I would like to know more about Princess Peach, but I'm not sure if we're gonna see anything quite yet. I just won't be surprised if I don't see Peach in the next Direct.
I could see it being mentioned, but I don't know that we'll get like a release date. Like, I don't think we're that far along. It doesn't sound like you think we are either, Steve, right?
Yeah, I think at most we get a little bit more gameplay and we get a name for the game. I don't think we're getting a release date, even a release window beyond 2024. I don't think we would get if it shows up at all, because I do think it's one of those ones where I'm like kind of 50-50 on it. I could see it going either way.
I do feel that we'll at least get a name. It will be nice to not call it Untitled Peach Game. I would like to identify it as something going forward from here. But yeah, I know what you mean.
That would be very nice indeed. Well, Daniel, since you're already talking, man, why don't you hit us with a prediction?
Oh gosh. So I'm not gonna hit everyone with the F word with this one, Fire Emblem, for this prediction. I'm just gonna leave that be for now. But I feel like one of the more obvious ones we might see is where in the world is Splatoon 3 side order. I've been waiting to see something about that, and we just had the first anniversary for Splatoon 3. Just had their Splatfest wrap up. Team Shiver won, of course, and we're not sure what to look forward to from here. And I think what we can really expect is to see what is side order. We still don't really know nothing about it except for like some vague art aesthetic about it. Like, where's Pearl and Marina? We heard like nothing of them in this game for this entire time, and I think it's just a better time than any to find out what exactly this is and what it entails. And if it's anything like the amount of content that Octo expansion was.
Yo, what if they delay Spider-Man tomorrow? Oh, that would mean Sony is definitely in trouble. That's what that would mean. Sony would definitely be in trouble if they delay anything else. They haven't even started on Wolverine yet, man. Like, that's nuts to me. Like, it's nuts that you have such a heavy-hitting title that you announced 2 years ago. We all have been looking for what that game is going to be like. And oh, you suck, Meta Knight. I hate you. Damn it. But if they delay that game tomorrow, they're screwed, man. Eat that. Oh, too late. Ooh, I didn't know that was. So well, they said it's supposed to be an update for third parties, but who knows? What, Wolverine? Is that what it's supposed to be an update for? Like Wolverine third parties? Or is that the state of play as a whole? I don't know, man.
Awesome coming up for this game.
I agree. You stole my first prediction, man. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh no.
Although what I have written here is that we're gonna get a side order, like new trailer or release date for the Splatoon 3 game for the Nintendo Switch family of systems. Because you got to say it.
You giving me
official
these
way, right?
garbage ass
No,
fucking
I couldn't-
contenders.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think we're going to see an update on side order, maybe even get a release date, and I hope so because single-player content is what I personally go to Splatoon for. I'm terrible at multiplayer, but I sure do love Splatoon's single-player campaigns and DLC campaigns. So I think that's a pretty solid prediction. What about you, Steve?
I agree. It was on my list as well. I wanted to open with something a little more outlandish since I haven't been here for a bit.
Right.
But Splatoon 3 DLC, I feel like it's past
Damn.
for us to learn more about it. It's really weird how little we know about that, considering the game is, as Daniel mentioned, now a year old, and it's, you know, people aren't paying as much attention to it. So it's weird that we have so few details about that DLC. I'm also really curious to see if it's going to be free on NSO the same way Octo Expansion was.
That'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I could see it going either way. Maybe that side order would be available a little later on for NSO, just to get that initial batch of sales from people who are super hyped about Splatoon 3 getting new DLC, and then maybe later on they throw it on.
Holy
But
shit.
It could be from launch. That would be really cool. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and throw out my first non-Splatoon 3 side order.
Oh wow.
It's kind of a safe one, but I think we're going to get a new trailer for the Super Mario RPG remake, showing off that it's a little bit more than just the game remade. I think there's going to be a little bit more to it. I'm not saying like new dungeons or new bosses or anything like that, but I think there might be something to it like accessibility features or just some window dressing to kind of update the game in a quality of life way. I just think it's going to be a little bit more than just the game remade, which by itself, or obviously by itself is super cool and I can't wait. But I think it's going to be a little bit more than just that, and I think we'll get a new trailer showing off some areas, hearing a little bit more of the new music, and maybe just showing some features, some quality of life features that kind of bring the whole package together.
That's an interesting point you're making. I had in my mind, I didn't write down a list for this one. I really should have. But I had in my head that we would see some of the cameos, like maybe not like in detail, but I think that in a trailer they'll show one or two of the cameos that were in Super Mario RPG. I keep hoping to see Samus in the remake, so
yeah.
I really want to see that happen. But I do think we'll see a lot more of Super Mario RPG at the Direct because we're 2 months out and we know there won't be another Direct between now and then. So I think this is their going to be one of their big pushes before we get the launch trailer.
Yeah, well, you got to see Boshi. Hopefully, Boshi makes an appearance in this new trailer because he's the one I'm waiting to see. Any thoughts on Super Mario RPG, Daniel?
Oh man, I love any and all Mario RPG games, so seeing
Oh,
any
yeah.
more of that is always going to be a treat. Honestly, I mean, they could show me nothing and I'm still going to get this day one, but I'm excited to see what else they want to share for it, just because now we're not going to really, there's not going to be much Mario at this Direct, assuming because we already had the Mario Direct itself earlier, so that's not going to be, Wonder's probably not going to be showing up in any capacity, so we'll have to put more of a spotlight on RPG, and I'm excited to see what else they'll show for this. Yeah, some key areas, probably just actual gameplay in motion, a little bit more of that rather, because there were some battles they showed in the previous trailer. But yeah, I want to see what else we have, what else is in store, because like we know that they're animating more to this, and there's some context of animations that we saw that I don't know what they're connected to. If it's like a new cutscene, is this part of an attack? There's a lot more to be seen for this, and I want to know. I just want to see more of our boys Gino and Malo.
Oh yeah. Now, Steve, I was going to throw it back to you, but I actually had a response to what Daniel just said on another prediction of mine. So, Daniel, I want to be clear. You don't think we're going to see Mario Wonder show up in this Direct?
I don't think we'll see much of it, if at all, because we already saw so much in its own dedicated Direct just the other week.
Right. That's true, and that's a good point. I was just wondering maybe if we'll get like one last trailer, because there's one, at least to my mind, there's one key character missing.
So the state of play is for previous announced VR and third-party PlayStation titles, so it's nothing exciting. So then that's exactly what we expected. Hey, remember that for realsies one that's for realsies state of play that they were supposed to announce, like that they announced like back when they brought out their first state of play, like I think it was back in like May. And they said, oh no, it was June. And they said, oh shit, it's supposed to be here in July. And it never came. Like, and if this is the for realsies one, then you have a real problem on your hands, unfortunately. You have something, there's a lot to be said. When third parties and Microsoft bring out something so impactful that it's gonna overshadow anything that you could possibly announce for VR at the moment. I think that leaves a lot to be desired on Sony's part. I think that you should have never came out with that bullshit ass hour and 45-minute show that you did that basically showed the adult version of Splatoon, where they were fucking money shot in each other's faces and everything like that. Like, I don't think they should have did that, because all that did was give Microsoft the opportunity to come out with a much shorter presentation and basically say, hey, look, these games aren't ours either. There's only like maybe a couple of them that they showed that were theirs. I believe it was Starfield and then Fable, which is another title that I'm really surprised nobody is even still talking about, because Starfield has even overshadowed that, right? But if this is the for realsies one, if this is the for realsies state of play and all they're announcing is third party, then Sony has a lot of problems on their hands. Plus you got Spider-Man 2, which honestly, I'm very certain is going to be the same game as the last couple of Spider-Man, just a different story. And then you're barely starting on Wolverine right now, which you announced 2 years ago. So where is your stuff? Where is your stuff? This is the same predicament, mind you, that Microsoft is still in too. So I expect Microsoft to have an uphill battle. Pardon me. I expect Microsoft to have an uphill battle like they do. However, I don't think that I think that if they find a consistent way to release games and all of the stuff that they have coming out, like their Microsoft, what is the Xbox credit card, the MasterCard that they have coming out, what that actually it takes all of your store credit and it takes something and turns it into store credit or turns it into money or whatever, instead of just points. Not to mention their Game Pass, and if they find that place where they can just release game after game after game after game after game after game, and I'm not saying it has to be like every single day, but what I am saying is, like, there has to be like a consistency to where, okay, you got a game coming out, your next dev has something coming out, the next dev has something coming out, the next dev has something coming out. At least you can get like some kind of a pattern going. It's amazing to me, like people like Capcom, places like Capcom, From Software, Nintendo, they seem to have like a very consistent date to when they set things, or they have things organized to where they can at least release them in reasonable amounts of time. Like, for instance, Elden Ring came out last year. We're getting AC6. We got AC6 this year. I believe they're working on something with Sony. I don't know what it is that they're working on, but I know they're working on something with Sony. I mean, these are like the consistent patterns that we've been getting. With Capcom, they have filler. Like, one of Capcom's greatest strategies is that they can create filler games from their remakes and still make a brand spanking new game every single year, and somehow manage to bring out something brand spanking new at the same time. Oh yeah, Capcom still has Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out too this year, right? If I'm not mistaken. So then that'll probably make people want to play Dragon's Dogma 1 before that comes out. They've already come out with Exo Primal. They have Street Fighter 6. They've had Resident Evil 4. I mean, they have been coming non-stop, and I am pretty sure they have something up their sleeve for next year too. So it's just one of the biggest weaknesses that like Sony and Microsoft have at the moment, where it's just like they don't have like the consistent scheduling to even maintain their whatchamacallits, their subscription services. I think if they had that, I think it would be so much better. I think it would be so much easier for both of them. That's real competition, mind you. It's not, it's, I don't know. It's just nuts to me that Sony is just dragging their feet so much, and they had such a lead too. Better give me something better.
From the playable character lineup that I feel like should be in the game that we haven't seen, and so maybe this is a little bit more out there, a little bit riskier. But maybe one last trailer showing Rosalina as playable. Like, it's weird that like Daisy and Toadette are there. They're great, love them. But like Nabbit's there, but not Rosalina. And this would be the first time that she would be playable in a 2D Mario game, and I think it's time, right?
Oh man, we're gonna get another post-game
Yeah.
Rosalina drop on a Galaxy stage.
We just
That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That could be. But yeah, I was thinking maybe they'll do one more trailer showing like one more character. But again, if they wanted to keep Rosalina hidden, obviously they're not going to show that in the trailer, and we'll just have to play the game and find out she's in it. But yeah, so I had that on kind of my like slightly risky predictions list, but we'll see what happens. Steve, hit us with another one, man.
Oh man, so I have to co-sign on this one because I think either John or Derek mentioned it in their video, but it's time for info on level 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, Deca Police still has a nebulous 2023 release date, and we're running out of 2023. So I have a feeling we're going to get a huge update on that with a proper release date. I'm keeping my fingers crossed here because the alternative is the announcement of a delay at some point. But I think Deca Police, I think we get another look at Layton possibly, because I think Layton play is a lot better than new level 5 stuff. So I think we get kind of updated mini looks at Fantasy Life and Layton, but we get a whole lot more info on Deca Police. I think the production values on that game are insane. That reveal trailer was out of this world cool looking. So I think that we're going to get a release trailer essentially for that game, giving us a release date, letting us know when we can get our hands on it. And in particular because John, I believe it was in our previous video, mentioned that TGS is around the corner, and there's almost zero chance that level 5 doesn't have a ton of stuff to show there, given how much they were featured, not counting this Mario Wonder Direct in the last Direct. So I think we are due for a lot of info on what they've been cooking.
I agree. I really want to see more of that game. Like you said, that reveal trailer was super cool, and the game looks very, very interesting. And it's past time that we get more information on that. And Layton, just to have Layton coming back is super exciting. Any thoughts on all this, Daniel?
Yeah, I was more interested in Deca Police than I expected to be, more so knowing that Level 5 is working on it. And yeah, it looks like that Level 5 is going to be showing off these games, Deca Police, Professor Layton, New World of Steam, and other games as well at the Tokyo Game Show, like Fantasy Life.
Damn, I fucked up hardcore there.
It'd be nice to see some of that here as well before they go into the Tokyo Game Show. But yeah, I'm excited to see more of that as well. We can at least expect that at the TGS. So
definitely, yeah. All right, what's your next prediction, Daniel?
Oh man. Well, I'm a huge fan of my NSO titles, and people know that it's been about a year since they announced certain NSO titles that still are not on
so weird.
The service. So I believe what we're left with now is obviously Mario Party 3, which still hurts my soul, and I believe the other one is 1080. That's the last one that hasn't the list of 5, because the other 3 have been released at this point. So we'll probably get at least a release date for one of them, perhaps, and then if they want to, they're going to list out some more that they plan for in the future that we probably won't see for another year. But yeah, N64 and GBA, they hold the Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Advance in this like high.
So this must be like a I'm assuming that this is like a Nintendo podcast, in which case if they're talking about anything coming out for N64 or anything, I think they need to show Game Boy Advance a little bit more love. That's what I think they need to do. They definitely need to show the Game Boy Advance more love than what they've been showing. Because I think that with whatever they got going on, I think Game Boy Advance has so many titles that got overlooked and went back when it was out, that I think this is their time to shine on those particular titles. N64 1080 should have been out. That should have been one of your first releases right there. That's what I would have put out alongside GoldenEye and all that. Still waiting to hear anything on like the GameCube emulators or whatever. Hopefully that gets announced. I'm really hoping they announce that.
A secret podium.
Because then I'm all over that. You think we get Nintendo games out this year from the Direct besides Wonder? I don't know. I don't think so. I think this year has been I think this year has kind of been their year to just be to get into preparation for other things. Like they've already released Tears of the Kingdom. You got Mario Wonder coming out, and then they've had a bunch of games in between that's come in. I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but whatever. I don't care. I don't know. I have to find something to actually be able to do that with. To be able to hook up the cube or whatever. It would be nice. Ooh, Toon Link, huh?
And they announce them early in advance, and then they dedicate like an entire update to one.
Right.
I think what's more exciting is that we recently got Quest for Camelot, a licensed game on NSO, and I'm like, what this is open for us for more licensed titles to appear on NSO. If you can get us as obscure as Quest for Camelot, like what can we expect to be on the servers from this point as well? Because there's a lot of licensed games that deserve some attention as well.
Out of nowhere, that was so weird that we got Quest for Camelot, and that does hopefully open the door. I agree, Daniel. Hopefully open the door to other really good licensed games. Not, Quest for Camelot is what it is, but man, 4 words: Astro Boy Omega Factor. I want that on NSO GBA so bad.
So good.
Oh god, I want it. But
it's time for Lego Racers.
That's true.
This is the time.
But yeah, the whole Mario Party 3 thing is mystifying. They did 1 and 2 so quickly. I don't know where 3 is. It's so weird. It's personally my favorite of the first 3 games in the series, so I hear you, Daniel. I'm kind of missing it. 1080 is near and dear to my heart, though. That's, if I had to pick one, it would be that first. I just adore that game so much. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I know, and our patron Top Dog would probably want to kill me if she heard me say that, because she's so excited. She's like the biggest Mario Party 3 stan I think I've ever met. But yeah, I get it. I mean, I want both. I have to give the edge of 1080 if I had to pick. Sorry, Mario Party fans. Yeah, I agree. I see some NSO updates coming for sure. All right, my next one hurts my soul because it's kind of a two-parter.
I'll take that death.
A bad thing leading to a good thing. But so I'm gonna make the easiest prediction ever. We're not gonna see Rhythm Heaven. I don't know if we'll ever see it again. Obviously, I want it, but Nintendo's like, what's a Rhythm Harmon? But
damn, I fucked up again.
It's a second Wario game, a WarioWare
man.
game, instead of any Rhythm Heaven on the Switch. And so I do think they're going to take the opportunity to remind us about WarioWare Move It, and they'll show us some new micro games and maybe some new multiplayer modes. I almost had kind of forgotten that we're getting another WarioWare game, but then it popped in my head, and I'm like, oh, this is probably the perfect time to remind us that yes, there is indeed a WarioWare game releasing quite soon.
I love me more WarioWare. Just to see that there's a successor to Smooth Moves has me excited, because that's like my favorite WarioWare game. That I have a lot of memories just playing that with family. A lot of silly antics and just funny moments, and having that be revived in a way with Joy-Con, which is a bit more. I'm assuming it's going to be a bit more accurate, because one of our biggest issues was we had to have that infrared bar and pointing very specifically for certain games, and that was a bit frustrating. So and it's just WarioWare. I mean, it's just the wackiest, silliest series out there for some of us, and I want to see what more there is. And I guess we're gonna be hearing more of Wario's new voice too, when we see more information on that.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
take that
it would
loss.
be kind of cool if they did like a voice actor reveal for.
You don't think they would actually
Mario,
dare to
Luigi,
show
Mario,
Switch 2
Luigi.
games here, right? Probably not.
See them doing that.
I think what'll end up happening is that we'll find out more about the Switch 2 probably like later in the year. Maybe at the beginning of next year. I think that's what'll end up happening. But I don't think they dare to show it here. Especially not if they're just now getting into the boardroom with it and they're just showing the higher ups about it. Like they're totally not about to show it here. I don't think that would be such a smart move either way, business wise. Hold on real quick, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. What are you saying is around the corner? Hold on real quick. Holy crap, that's true. That's around the corner. Yeah, they're totally not gonna just ruin what they got going right now. Like, why would you release that right now? Nintendo's in the prime space that they need to just keep everything to themselves. If they wanted to, they don't have to tell us shit. Like, truth be told, they could just let us ride. They could totally let us ride. I'll learn how to use this guy too. So let's see what else they speculate.
But it would be kind of cool to know who's going to be at that helm.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're not going to know until we roll credits on those games.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
the new voice talent is.
Yeah.
I definitely, I think I expect updates on existing announced games. I think that's a broad, like, yeah, we're definitely going to see those because Nintendo wants us to buy those. So,
Right.
and as I said, I think this is the last direct before most of those games, if not all of them, release. So I think we're going to get, you know, a pretty good push on all of those games that we've heard of.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Steve, what's your next one?
Oh man, you ever have one of those things where it just leaves your mind? I was thinking about it intensely while you were talking, and now I'm like, what?
I
was
hate
it
that.
I was
All the
going
time.
To... yeah,
All the time.
So now it's just gone. It's up in smoke. Wow.
Well, I can give you a little time, and you can.
Yeah.
say
Come back
okay.
to me because
All
it
right.
was there and it was good. I swear. I think.
I have one that I know you'll want to comment on because
Shit,
so
I
have
missed.
A pretty good guess that a pretty good assumption that all three of us here are massive Zelda fans. And
That was it!
just,
Okay,
okay,
keep
good.
going,
Go
keep
for
going.
it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So until about a week ago, I would have predicted that maybe we'll see something about Tears of the Kingdom DLC. Clearly, that's not happening anymore.
Fuck,
but
man.
I usually predict this, and I feel like I'm just going to keep predicting it because I have to be right eventually. And if they're not doing DLC, but obviously they still want to push Zelda, I would think. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess?
Oh, that
Double
isn't.
pack? That's not it, okay.
No,
I just,
but I
yeah,
do
so
like that.
I don't think.
I think it's absurd that it's not out or here yet, but I feel like if I keep predicting it, it will eventually be right. I don't know. Eventually.
I like the idea of this, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to piggyback into what my now remembered prediction was.
Okay.
So I do agree that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess have been done at some point because a lot of people talked about them for quite a while. However, the whole Nintendo rumor community got fooled into thinking Star Fox Grand Prix was a real thing. So I don't know, but my prediction was that we're going to get a new 2D Zelda. There have been rumblings about a 2D Zelda in the inner circle of the games community for quite some time now, and it does seem weird to me with the astronomical success the series has enjoyed since the launch of the Switch that they wouldn't have taken the Mario route and had a team splinter off and say, okay, you guys are kind of new to Zelda, so we're going to have you make a simpler Zelda game, and then we'll graduate you to, you know, I hate to say it, but like the A team, right? Like the AAA, you know, next 3D Zelda team. So I can see them kind of structuring the franchise.
Yeah, I fucked up
internally the same
again.
way they have Mario, where they have kind of their less experienced developers working on 2D games until they feel that they're ready to graduate them to working on, you know, these gargantuan mainline sequels that they're doing. So this is more of a hope than like a legit prediction, but 2D Zelda. Come on, it's time for a new 2D Zelda. We haven't had a brand new 2D Zelda in a long time. I'm ready for it.
That would be an interesting one to see another 2D Zelda. I think it would be interesting to see them remake Seasons and Ages. I think that would be very interesting to see them do. If they don't do that, then I mean, you know, it's no sweat. Like I don't think it would be such a big deal not to be able to not to do that, but at the end of the day, I think that would be pretty interesting. But another 2D Zelda, that would be interesting.
That's actual traditional 2D Zelda Link Between Worlds. Was that the last time we got an original one? Because Link's Awakening was just like a remake, but we haven't had like something from the ground up like that. So it's such a long time. So yeah, I was always thinking to myself, like, are they gonna eventually do the Oracle games in the same style as as Link's Awakening? But either.
See, I'm glad he said that too. Like that would be some of the most dope shit in the world, just to be able to see that. Bro, get out of my head. I was gonna say ages and seasons. I mean, it would be pretty dope to see that though, right? What the fuck kind of... Nasty. Oh, now he wants to actually take this shit serious. Oh, I missed. Why not Thousand Year Door? Oh, I would love it. I would love to see Thousand Year Door come up. Nasty. Very nasty. I would love to see that. This your new main character? No, I'm just fucking around right now. I'm not even focused enough to actually truly train with anything. I'll rematch. I don't care.
They can do that, but I would love to see an original idea as well, because I feel like we've seen a lot of these ports and remakes coming from the Zelda series, and to see something new in the 2D model would be really appreciated at this point, because yeah,
they already have Mario. Oh yeah, that's right. They got the Mario RPG remake coming out too. Like they already got like 3 titles coming out, plus all the ones in between.
I would love to see a new 2D Zelda. And just kind of on that note, not that this is prediction, it would be so nice if we got some kind of like 3DS remaster series, so we can play some of those amazing games that are stuck on the 3DS on the big screen if we want, like Link Between Worlds, Kid Icarus Uprising. Obviously, that's like a dream of mine. But there's so many good games, great games, stuck on the 3DS. And I say stuck because it's just, I love the 3DS, but it's not a thing anymore, really. And I would just love to get some of that stuff off that platform and playable on Switch. But I digress. Daniel, what's your next prediction, man?
That kind of just bleeds into one of my other predictions, was seeing some kind of 3DS title also coming to Switch, because in the last Direct we also got Luigi Mansion Dark Moon, mentioned that earlier, and I'm trying to think like what kind of game on the 3DS would function well if we transfer that from the 3DS console to Switch. And there's someone here. I mean, you already mentioned Kid Icarus is like the one that a lot of us want to have on there.
Yeah.
But even some of the Kirby games, like if you got Planet Robobot from the 3DS onto there, like one of the best Kirby games ever made.
Yeah.
Gosh, like, could you do like Samus Returns on there as well? Just to get another Metroid game on the Switch would be awesome. Just have Mercury Steam just jazz that one up. God, I would say a game
nasty,
like the
alright.
Default series, but there are some functions of that it feels like they're so ingrained with the 3DS, like with Street Passes. There's certain moments where like they use the camera at some points, and it's like it's hard to imagine that transferring to the Switch seamlessly with the same experience that you would have on the 3DS. So that one's a harder one to say. But are there any other kind of 3DS titles that you would like to see come to the Switch and make that leap?
God. Well, yeah, I mean, you just mentioned Bravely Default, and I agree that there are certain challenges there. Personally, I'd love to see a Bravely Default, Bravely Second, like, dual release, just because Bravely Default 2, it was fine, but it was just, for me at least, a significant step down from both Default and Second. And yeah, so I'd like to see that series return on Switch in a better form, and Bravely Default 2 didn't do it for me. I have long wanted to see the 3D remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask come to a bigger screen, because they're such good remakes, and I, again, want to play them on a platform other than 3DS. Not that I'm thinking it'll happen necessarily, but I would love that, personally. What about you, Steve?
I've got a call out too, and these were ready to go. I'm glad nobody took them. I knew the first one wasn't going to get taken. which is just OG Fantasy Life. I love that game. It's my favorite 3DS game of all time. The other one is Pilot Wings. I actually quite enjoyed Pilot Wings on the 3DS.
Me too.
I just want a new Pilot Wings, so I would take it.
God, I would love a new Pilot Wings. I really do love that series, like you said, Steve. And, I mean, as long as we're just saying, you know, big wishes, I would love a new Wave Race as well. It's not going to happen, but sure, that would be amazing.
The 3DS not getting a Wave Race was a grave injustice all its own.
That's so true. That's so true.
I don't know, but the Mario RPG, they got that coming out, which I'm interested to see what they do with that. Very interested to see what they do with that one. It looks pretty solid.
3, 2, 1, go! Take this! Go!
Damn, I fucked up. I don't know why he doesn't take advantage of. Damn. Apparently I'm more focused enough to use Richter, so hey, you know. A rematch if you want. Let's see if he keeps it going.
Yeah. Well, let's see here.
Last one for my list would just be if I want to see Price titles back and somehow that would be awesome.
I love those games.
That would be really cool. The pixel animation in those games is so sexy, and to see that on the big screen, oh man, I would love
So
that.
good. Project Cross Zone 2 has a chapter where it's characters from Fire Emblem Awakening and Tales of Vesperia, and I'm like, this is the Daniel chapter right here. I want to see this happen again.
And sadly, if I'm being honest, it's probably the only non-mobile game that I would ever get to play as X and Zero in for like at least the next decade. So that's, you know, unfortunately, yeah. I'm not predicting a new Mega Man game, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of running to the end of my list here. What about you guys? I think, Danny, you said you're pretty much tapped out as well.
There's still some here as well.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
Did you have it? Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
So I'm going to we haven't talked a lot about third-party stuff. So real quick, I'm gonna throw out one that I think is almost a gimme. Metroid Prime 2 and 3 getting announced.
That was, yeah.
I think, but I'm really curious to see what Sega and Bandai Namco are up to with the. We don't know of a lot of stuff. We just got Samba de Amigo, so I bet we get some kind of DLC announcement for that game, like further music tracks coming to the game. But I'm hoping that we get an update on Sonic Superstars, because that again is also nearing release, and we don't have a whole lot of footage out there, particularly of the Switch build. So I think that we would get a pretty meaty update on Sonic Superstars, and I have nothing for Bandai Namco. I just want to see what they're doing. Maybe a Tenkaichi 4 announcement for Switch. I would like that. I don't think we're getting it, but I'd like it.
I actually did have Sonic on my list as well. I think there's pretty much no way that Sonic Superstars doesn't make an appearance in this Direct. And I, like you, I hope it does, because I can't wait to see more of it, particularly the Switch build. But I just need to see as much more of that game as possible, as soon as possible. And also agree, I agree partially with what you said about Metroid, Steve. I kind of thought, and this was on my list as well, that we're going to see Metroid Prime 2, but I don't know that we'll get 2 and 3 announced at the same time.
Ooh.
I think maybe they're going to drip feed it to us.
I disagree, and here's why. This feeds into my larger conspiratorial feelings about Nintendo. But I think Metroid Prime 4, which we're not going to see, has been the victim of the same thing that happened to Breath of the Wild. So I think that it took so long that Nintendo was like, just move it to the Switch too. Like, make it cross-gen. We'll give you more time that way. It'll probably sell better that way. So now, and I think the original plan was like a drip feed. Prime 1 HD, Prime 2 HD, Prime 3 HD, leading up to Prime 4. And I think now there's kind of like this.
That's a good question. Do we think that they release Prime 4? Do we think we get an actual announcement for Metroid Prime 4? Because that would be an interesting one to see too. We got a side-scrolling Metroid. We got the Metroid Dread that came through a couple years back. So it would be interesting to see another Metroid come out. Oh, we got Pikmin this year too, didn't we? You know how much Nintendo has released this year? Oh my goodness. And we're talking about, do we get another Nintendo release? They've released a crap ton this year. You said we greedy? I mean, I guess there's some greed to that, but I mean, truth be told, like, geez, man, like, Nintendo can only do so much. I'm sorry, like, they are really good, but they can only do as much as they can, right? I'm not homie jumping for you, sorry. I'm gonna just use this dude as a punching bag. It would be nice to see another Metroid Prime, though. I will admit, like the first and the third ones were good to me. The second one, not so much. Everyone is worried about Switch 2, and I think that the Switch still has a lot to offer, has plenty of stuff for it. Yeah, but the problem with Switch, the first Switch is that people want to see, Switch upgrade. They want to see Nintendo actually upgrade, to modern day, to graphics, modern day graphics. They want to see modern day a lot from Nintendo, and it's just like Switch 2 would be the perfect time for it to come out next year, maybe the year after that, I'd say. But with that being said, damn, that's like a record time knockout for me. But they want to see Nintendo be modern. Like they're like, as many complaints as people has seen on the Switch, as many complaints as we've seen come in about like Switch graphics wise, like it's crazy to me that you know, they still do what they do, and they're able to get away with it, you know what I mean? There's another knockout. Oh, your first knockout, cute. Damn. I actually couldn't disagree more here. Switch 1 has a fantastic library. We got a new 3D Mario, 2D Mario, 2 new Zeldas, a new Metroid, a new Kirby, a lot of first party games, and lots of third parties support. I don't know what else the Switch 1 could do. Yeah, people want to see things be more modern. Truth be told, I think we could port over Tears of the Kingdom, and that would look fucking amazing. But I think it would be more damaged. I think it's gonna be one of those if it ain't broke, don't fix it type deals. Ooh, I missed. Good deal. Goodbye. Oh, they don't reach. Sorry, bud. Oof. Oof. He's gonna get tired of getting his ass whooped at some point. Yeah, Switch 2 is about that time. I'd say next year. I'd say probably mid to late next year, early year after that. I would say that would be a really good time for the next Switch to come out, but not now. Don't talk now about it. Oh, damn. Nice. What the hell was that? That was a nice one. Right back at you. I'll take that death. Damn, my dude. Getting closer. He's getting closer, I guess. Oh, nope. He got tired of getting his ass whooped. Got tired of getting that Richter special. Damn, that sucks. Let's see if I can actually find somebody to match. All right, let's see who we got. Ooh, Ganondorf. Oof. I might get my ass whooped here. Damn, this guy's pretty good with Ganny. Ah, fucked up. Nice. What's going on, TB Sora? That sword is a beast, though. I barely even touched this dude. He's pretty good with Ganny. Nasty. I like how he uses them. I'll take that, man. That was pretty dope. Check the Discord when I get to the. Why do you keep sending me shit while I'm in the middle of matches? Yes, please. Take that rematch. Why not? Oh, he didn't want a rematch? He just one and done me? Wow. He just go one and done me like that with the Ganondorf? Oh, that's just bullshit. I was looking forward to fighting that one. Well, I get a... That's what I got. Fuck. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, Falcon. Nasty. Holy fuck. Damn, I fucked up. Damn it. Nice. He held out right there. That was a good ass match. That's probably the best match I've had since I've been on. I wish. Oh, he won and done me. No, but it was a good game though. Gosh damn it, man. Damn, for real? He's too small. All right, let's see what we got now, man. Ooh.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, fuck. Damn, I can't even get a hit on her. Holy fuck, all right. Nasty. Yeah, she had me dead to rights here. Yeah, there's nothing I could do there. Damn, there's nothing I could do. All right, there actually is something I could have done about that. Gosh damn, this chick is whooping my ass. Fuck.
2, 1, time!
You'll never defeat me.
Damn, that's a lot of motherfucking points to lose. Wow, she gonna one and dummy too. Yep, knew it. Damn, it wouldn't let me do it. Fuck. Alright, who you got for me? Oh. You know what's funny is that we're sitting here talking about like the Nintendo Direct. Oh, have I? We're talking about the Nintendo Direct whatchamacallits, like speculations. Fuck me sideways. But we have not even talked about anything that has to do with Sony, and that's just fucking insane to me that we've reached that point where it's just like you can't even speculate what Microsoft or Sony even has going on for it. Yeah, this guy's really good with this guy. Fuck, man. That recovery, though, is just gonna be trash ass. Yeah, I'll take it. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm not gonna rematch this shit. This is crazy to me though. Like, we don't have anything to say when it comes to hell no, I don't want to fucking rematch with this shit. We don't have anything to say when it comes to Sony at all. What else we got? Oh, jeez.
Prepare yourselves because we have a whole bunch of gaming news coming out tomorrow. Nintendo will be showing us 40 minutes of footage about Switch games coming out this winter. Sony will be having a state of play focused on third-party titles from around the world. Prepare yourselves because we have a whole bunch of gaming news coming out tomorrow. Nintendo will be showing us 40 minutes of footage about Switch games coming out this winter. Sony will be having a state of play focused on third-party titles from around the world. Prepare yourselves because we have a whole bunch of gaming news coming out tomorrow.
This dude is really full of himself with that one. We have a whole bunch of gaming news coming out tomorrow. No, we have a whole bunch of Nintendo news coming out tomorrow. We don't know what the fuck Sony is thinking, even putting out a fucking state of play right when Nintendo has a direct. And Nintendo's been wiping their ball sacks all over everybody. Starfield is fucked. Oh my gosh, it's the Dreamcast guy. He's gonna save us all with his wonderful reviews. I'm good. I really don't want to hear his voice right now. Why 2023 has been terrible for modern gaming. Wow. This is the shit that I'm talking about right here.
What's up, everyone? It's Endymion, and today I want to decipher an article that came out recently from The Gamer, which has been very eye-opening to say the least. So in this video, I'll cover the state of gaming in 2023, the best highs and the lowest of lows, and a few stories I seem to have missed, and later on I'll talk about the Unity backlash. Which, if you don't know about that one yet, let's just say you thought things were bleak now, just you wait. To begin, let's look at Unity. 2023 has been a horrible year for gaming. Of course, right from the get-go, the title sounds clickbaity, but the more you dig into the article, the more it justifies its name. Also, it's from Stacey Henley, who I usually disagree with on almost everything, so credit where it's due, you did good for once. While I won't be talking about this article point to point, I want to instead use it as inspiration for a larger discussion, and how it paints a picture of the gaming industry being full of rot and really bad and bizarre choices. I'll leave a link in the description to the article if you'd like to read it yourself. And yes, I hear you saying, what about games like Baldur's Gate or Zelda, and remakes like Resident Evil 4? Surely this is a good year, no? I won't argue with you, dear viewer, there has definitely been quite a few bangers this year released already. But that's not the point of this article nor this video, it's much more than that. You see, modern gaming may have quite a few wins this year, and sales are at an all-time high as well. But it's the underlying, almost simmering problems that this article delves into. While yes, we've had amazing releases, there's been a very human cost behind the scenes when it comes to making these experiences. We're seeing the gaming industry, particularly that of the AAA space, becoming an insanely volatile battleground these past few years. There doesn't seem to be many in-between scenarios when it comes to the biggest of releases. You either release a game that wins everything like Baldur's Gate, or you crash and burn like Saints Row's reboot did, which tanked the entire
I don't know
studio.
about that.
We also oftentimes see publishers and studios post very damning and concerning news around big new releases, hoping that the glitz and glamour will blind the public to the rot beneath. When Baldur's Gate 3 released, it was a talk of the town, and really it still is. It actually surpassed new releases like Starfield already on Steam's top charts in terms of sales. Larian is obviously lavishing in the might of its amazing game. The original Baldur's Gate games were actually made by BioWare in the past. Yet during its release, EA also announced BioWare would be laying off employees, with 50 devs being axed out of nowhere without anyone at the studio even being aware of it until it was too late. EA and BioWare's management said this was done to make the studio a more agile and focused team. BioWare's general manager Gary McKay said this: "In order to meet the needs of our upcoming projects, continue to hold ourselves to the highest standard of quality, and ensure BioWare can continue to thrive in an industry that's rapidly evolving, we must shift towards a more agile and more focused studio." One of the people who was let go was BioWare veteran Lucas Chris Jansen, who worked there for 25 years and was one of the original writers of Baldur's Gate. He was also the mastermind behind characters like Minsk in Baldur's Gate, who returns in 3, and Joker from the Mass Effect series. Honestly, the layoffs at BioWare hurt me personally because they're one of my favorite studios. Dragon Age and Mass Effect are some of my favorite series of all time. It's likely why I love games like Baldur's Gate 3 so much. And if you love the Witcher games, remember that it was BioWare who helped CD Projekt Red get on their feet way back in the day. And BioWare, while promoting Jade Empire, gave the newly formed CD Projekt Red some of their boot space at conventions to promote their little game called The Witcher. So to see such a veteran studio axe so many people, it hurts me. It sucks, dude. It really sucks. This is also the year the console wars exploded to new insufferable heights, with Microsoft and Sony both attempting to undermine each other when it comes to the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, with Sony CEO Jim Ryan even openly stating that he knows that publishers privately hate the concept of Xbox Game Pass, and they find its existence to be extremely harmful to the quality and longevity of many video games, with Jim Ryan saying it's a very commonly held view by publishers, who find Game Pass to be value destructive. And regardless of how many great games came out this year, we can't ignore how many launched busted or unplayable at release either.
Shit.
It seems while the quantity of games has never been higher, the quality keeps diminishing across the board with some exceptions. It's honestly pathetic that stating Armored Core 6 ran beautifully at launch and never crashed for me once during my entire playtime is not common but an anomaly when compared to other games this year. Then there's Diablo 4, which is a lost cause, mired in the corporate strangleholds of live service nonsense and predatory practices. And it does not fill me with confidence that Microsoft might acquire them either. With Xbox's head Phil Spencer saying stuff like game sales are as important to Xbox's Game Pass, and that Xbox cares about selling their games even though Game Pass eats into potential sales of those games. And it's a bizarre statement to have when earlier this year Microsoft openly admitted that the existence of Game Pass is absolutely destroying the sales profits of actual games on their platform, and that games that launch on Game Pass see a decline in sales for at least a full year after release. With analysts over at GameIndustry.biz even saying Phil Spencer's comments directly oppose what he said back in 2018. And I can already hear the keyboards and phones clicking as people say, I'm a PlayStation fanboy, so okay, let's look at what they're doing too. Currently, about 40% of Sony's entire research and development funds on PlayStation are being used to develop live service games, which I absolutely hate with a burning passion. Sony will be spending around 300 billion yen with that fiscal year period ending in March 2024, and 40% of that is for potential future games to emulate the success stories of things like Destiny or Fortnite. While this may make some happy, it fills me with nothing but disdain. Sony isn't known for live service games. Their strengths lie in their quality single-player experiences. I love games like Ghost of Tsushima, but I don't want an always online game that's set in that world. We have enough games already that are designed to waste your time with pointless fetch quests, grindy structures, and annoying concepts like multiple forms of currency. God, I hate it when games do that. One game I really enjoyed this year was Final Fantasy XVI, but I firmly believe one of the worst parts of that game was its side quests, because too many of 16's side quests were just walk here, talk to this person, now run for 2 minutes to talk to this person, only to turn around and run another minute over here to talk to another person. I was baffled by how a single-player AAA Final Fantasy game that is console exclusive to PlayStation would have quests this shitty in them. Then I found out the reason why the side quests suck in 16 is because they were made by the Final Fantasy XIV team. You know, the big MMO a lot of people play. I don't play 14, not because I don't like the game, but because it's an MMO. I have as limited time as it is already to play games when it comes to YouTube videos and doing real life stuff. I'm a one-man show over here on my couch with a laptop and 2 dogs who are constantly vying for my attention. Not to mention having a girlfriend, and having to feed that thing so it doesn't turn into a werewolf that kills you. So the thing I hate more than anything in games, besides microtransaction hellscapes, are games that deliberately go out of their way to just waste my time. And that's what 16 side quests are. They were designed by MMO developers to pad the game out, and it shows. 16 isn't alone in this either, since on the other side of the pond you got Starfield, which is a constant loading screen simulator where you can search empty planets of nothing. Neither of these games, which are both from the biggest companies in gaming, entice me with their game designs. And unfortunately, it seems like how do I put this? The MMOization of video games is quickly becoming the norm, and it's leading to too many games becoming bloated and overstaying their welcome. Sure, I platinumed Final Fantasy XVI, sure I enjoyed its combat and story, but dear God was its side content bland as hell. And it makes me worried for future releases like 7 Rebirth. I pray that game's side quests do not have 16's design. And I also pray that the industry takes the right lessons from releases like 16, Starfield, or huge misfires like Redfall. Sure, gaming has been quite good this year, but I'll be damned if I don't admit that more than ever before, I feel like these games are just wasting my time on purpose, and it sucks. And because of the absolute state of how expensive, long, and risky AAA gaming has become, pretty much every big release this year outside of maybe Armored Core 6 feels like they are all the same. They're all big games with big worlds with lots of content of varying qualities that either don't work at release or give you nothing and expect praise in return. Honestly, the one game this year that seems to be the best of all worlds is Baldur's Gate 3. It's the only game I think I've played all year where I genuinely don't feel like it's wasting my time. And Chained Echoes, but that didn't come out in 2023, but I digress. Okay, and Armored Core 6
Oh, wow.
as well. And it's
Nice
one of
win.
the only games I've played this year anyway where it feels like the devs didn't compromise in any way of significance. As much as Final Fantasy XVI was fun to play, I would hardly even call it an RPG. Since it's more
Yeah,
action
I
game,
agree with
despite
that.
it showing numbers on enemies when I hit them, there's no actual real RPG to be had with it, which is weird for a game set in a franchise all about that stuff. Too many games this year have been removing features we loved in previous games. From 16's lack of RPG elements, Starfield being called mid and chopping up its open world into smaller segments instead of a seamless experience like, say, Skyrim before it, or games like Jedi Survivor, which felt like it couldn't properly render the biggest core area in the game when compared to other smaller areas. There's a lot of smaller cuts in games these days that keep building up until they become massive gaping wounds. And although it might sound like I'm meat riding at this point, honestly, besides Baldur's Gate, there hasn't been much this year that feels absolutely feature complete in every conceivable way. You have stuff like Destiny 2 Lightfall, which was ass cheeks, and it absolutely felt like it was wasting my time constantly. Even the final shape showcase didn't fill me with much confidence either, since it looks like another classic example of modern gaming refusing to over-deliver because these studios don't want to set game expectation patterns in the future. The fact that the shitstorm surrounding Baldur's Gate surpassing expectations caused the ruckus it did is honestly pathetic in my opinion, where the customers and the publishers are each after very different scenarios, and it's annoying to see it keep happening. And while record profits are being made, around 1,600 game developers have lost their jobs this year alone. That's like 3 Larian Studios worth of developers being axed across the industry, with most of these cuts from Xbox and Microsoft. And then of course things like E3 have officially died this year too. What was originally the biggest gaming event of the year, where I would sit down and eagerly anticipate all the cool reveals, it's now gone. Now it's replaced by smaller shows like Summer Games Fest and others, but nothing compares to shitting my pants when something I could never imagine being revealed. And losing things like E3 and devs losing jobs is sadly on brand for 2023. Because even though these corporations are making gangbusters, they're tightening their wallets, spending and throwing the people who make these things a reality into the abyss like they're nothing. And more than ever, publishers are greedier than before. Just look at the newly released NBA 2K24, which is being considered one of the most predatory modern games this year, and that's saying something. Just look at this product page that I took a screenshot of on my PS5. In what reality is it okay that a game have the option to buy $200 worth of virtual currency at release? This shit is baffling, dude. Look, I won't play this game for obvious reasons, but just reading reviews makes my head hurt. I just want to read part of a review from realsport101.com. Also, to make sure you know beforehand, basically these sports games have what is considered character levels, basically. They're called OVR, or overall rating. Basically, the higher your OVR, the better your team is, I guess. Alright, and I quote, "For veteran 2K players, microtransactions are nothing new. It's been a couple of years since my career The City became pay to win. That's because there was no way to reach a 99 OVR without spending money in the game. In recent years, it became normal for players to spend a couple $100s on DC to evolve their character. This leads to players having an 85 OVR or higher rated character on day 1, while others only have a 60 OVR player. It's much easier to just spend $200 and evolve your card than having to play hundreds of games to reach your desired rating. But that not only takes the fun out of the game, it also creates a gigantic gap between free-to-play players and pay-to-win ones. Unfortunately, this trend continues, and if you want to be competitive in the Park or Pro-Am, you need to spend money. There are no two ways about it. Either you spend money or have fun playing with your 75 OVR player versus 90 plus rated characters. Yes, my team was already paid to win in previous editions, but nothing like this. With the auction house now gone and the introduction of the player market, where every card has a specific price, the prices of players have skyrocketed. Instead of having to open packs, now players can simply head into the player market and acquire the card they want. A spectacular LeBron James card came out, no problem, simply buy $100 of microtransactions and purchase that card from the player market. Oh, and don't worry, because in less than 1 month, there will already be better cards out there. The Season Pass also became a new way for 2K to make money. Players now have 2 premium passes they can buy, which offer many more rewards than the free pass. Furthermore, players can also pay to skip levels on the Season Pass. For a modest amount of $53, players can reach level 40 of the Season 1 Battle Pass in less than 60 seconds, and without having played a single My Team game." End quote. Jesus Christ, I don't think I need to read anymore to convince you that all of this is garbage, and the game on Steam is currently one of the lowest rated on the entire platform. The version of 2K24 is also not next-gen on PC apparently, and it also lacks improvements compared to previous releases and has limited crossplay options. It's currently sitting at the 2nd worst reviewed game on Steam, with Overwatch 2 still claiming the top spot. However, even though the game as of the making of this video has been out for only 5 days, in its first 3 days on Steam, over 100,000 people bought the game anyway. With that number likely much higher on platforms like PlayStation, which is where games like this thrive, unfortunately.
Don't ask questions.
And you know what's funny? During this entire segment about NBA 2K24, I've been using footage of NBA 2K23 as well, and you likely couldn't even tell the difference, and that's why this shit is so ass, because this is what makes money, and they're barely even trying anymore. And it's yet another major release designed to absolutely waste your time and money and treat you like a cash cow instead of a human being. So while we have some great releases that actually value your time and money coming out this year, the greediness of these corporations are hitting an all-time high as well. Sure, over 1,600 developers lost their jobs, and games are wasting our time and money like never before. But even though this year has evidently been one of the best years in gaming release-wise, it saddens me to see these things still being prevalent. And the subscription servicing and nickel and diming doesn't end there, folks. It's now time to talk about this next major misfire now. The Unity engine is used primarily by indie game developers when making their games. But now the company behind this engine has decided they're going to start taxing game dev studios every time a game using their engine gets sold. This charging won't start till the game has made over $200,000 in revenue. But once it does, Unity will charge studios and devs as high as 20 cents a download afterwards directly from the developers' wallets. Gary Newman, who made Gary's Mod, which uses Unity, had some things to say. Unity can just start charging us a tax per install. They can do this unilaterally. They can charge whatever they want. You have to trust their tracking. And Unity's president, Mark Whitten, said the reason they're doing this is, we want to make more money so that we can continue to invest in the engine. Yeah, of course. It's totally not that Unity shareholders realize they can enact this law, and now retroactively earn almost 20 cents per download on literally thousands of games that use their engines right now. The Guardian's article also brings up some good questions due to this logistical nightmare, like, several developers have pointed out logistical problems with the charge. Will developers be charged each time a player reinstalls the game on a new piece of hardware? And how will this affect developers whose games end up on a subscription service such as Xbox Game Pass or charity games collections such as Humble Bundle? And one consultant said, if you're a Unity developing studio, good luck if you ever piss off your user base. Instead of tanking your Metacritic with a mass review campaign, they can now straight up tank you financially by organizing a mass install campaign. Oh my god, I never even thought about this. Wait, what? So you, oh my god, there's a potential scenario, oh wow, okay. So there's a scenario here. Let's say if a developer pisses off their player base with literally anything. Say they nerf a build or the game doesn't run well, whatever. The people who bought the game could in theory delete the game, re-download it, then delete it again, only to download it again. And as many times as this happens, let's say an entire pissed off community does this, Unity would then charge this hypothetical studio every time it's downloaded or re-downloaded. One game dev openly said, albeit jokingly, hopefully, that people should not install their game. And they also said to not download the demo for their game either, since technically a demo being downloaded is still downloading the game. Do you understand how much potential money could be lost if, say, thousands of people try to download a demo to try a game made in Unity? You're probably going to see Unity-made games delist their demos outright. Which is anti-consumer to you, sure, since now you can't try it before you buy it, but can we even blame the devs for this? Not really. Wait a second, what games are made in Unity? Hollow Knight is? So they can retroactively charge Team Cherry for every download of the game across every platform now? Holy crap. Pokemon Go and Call of Duty Mobile both use Unity 2, and they're free to play on phones. Holy crap. They just found a new predatory low to feed off of others now. This is really bad. Dude, this could kill a studio and any potential new ones. Are we really letting this happen? What if Epic Games does this with the Unreal Engine? Then what? They own Fortnite, and many games you likely play use Unreal too. So every time someone downloads Fortnite, PlayStation has to pay Epic, and so on and so on? This is such a slippery slope. This story alone doesn't tell you where the future we're moving towards is bad. I don't know what else will. This is insane. We're seeing the industry go from pushing fun games to becoming a microtransaction subscription hellscape in real time. Now not only will games nickel and dime you at every conceivable opportunity, but if this Unity thing goes through, you bet your butt cheeks any game made with Unity will now cost way more money up front. And it's not because the devs are greedy, but because they need to ensure the buying price is high enough to offset any potential payment requirements from Unity. So in a way, dear viewer, if this does go through, you're getting screwed in the end. You'll be paying more for something you have no way of changing if this becomes the norm industry-wide.
Nice.
I don't even want to think about the copycat ramifications that could come about this. It would be a future where games are bought while pushing subscriptions onto customers, who will have to pay subscriptions to studios who pay subscriptions to platform holders and engine owners, which will just screw us all over in the end. But video games, my friends, aren't you having fun? Isn't it wonderful to be alive in the year that is 2023? But for now, that's definitely enough. As you can see, while we are having a record-breaking year of profits and releases, the grime underneath is building and mutating into new forms of god-awfulness before our very eyes. Please don't let these things become the norm, but as of now, this is the absolute state of gaming today. So let me know what you think in the comments below, like the video to help the channel out, and subscribe for more in the future. Have a great day. Hopefully you can enjoy some.
All right, hold on.
See you in the next one.
Because I could see where they're coming from as far as like as a whole, the industry as a whole is kind of garbage. I will admit that wholeheartedly, that right now with the way streaming is going, it is very difficult to know how we're supposed to know what the value of something that is tangible is in. The fact that, you know, companies do tend to get greedy when it comes to certain stuff, like season passes and shit like that. I don't know too much more about where we are as far as microtransactions where you need to compete. I haven't heard anything about that for a while. You know what? I'm about fucking sick of that. Damn, I should have kept my shield up. Shit. I haven't been able to touch him for a little bit. I'll have this fucking discussion in a minute. This dude is actually whooping my ass right now. There we go. I gotta focus on my fight with this guy. Damn. How do I keep falling for that stupid shit? There we go. I was waiting to get that one off. Good match.
Kazuya Mishima wins.
These have been some pretty good matches. What is his name? Chube Jr.? I want to save that. We'll see if he wants to rematch. But if he doesn't, then he doesn't, I guess. But these have been really good fucking matches. So I've been actually pretty much enjoying these. And then we'll talk about what makes the game industry so terrible at the moment. Oh, I dodged right into that stupid shit. Nice. Shit. Oh shit, I rolled right into that stupid shit. Why did my shield not work that time? Nah, I lost that one. Fuck me. That kind of aggravates me. Ooh, this one, huh? Complete cesspool. Nice grab. Nasty. There we go. We're back on the even field again. Nasty fuck. You ain't making it out of that one, player. Yeah, this is oh shit. Holy shit, this is the first time me and this dude have gone like toe to toe to get to this point. I'm gonna save that one too. The gaming industry is a complete cesspool though, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're gonna leave the game. So, all right, here we go. The gaming industry as a whole is a complete and utter cesspool. There's so much going on. We don't know. I don't know much about the microtransactions still being in existence that that have to do with actually affect your stats to be able to compete. I know that the ones that exist are the ones that you don't have to earn. You can just pay to look good. They're all aesthetics as far as I know, but I haven't really been paying that much attention to it. The layoffs, that's kind of a company by company deal where one company, and you can honestly tell this, which companies are actually trying to stay afloat by riding somebody else's wave. And EA has been one of those people for the better part of the last decade, because they saw or not even a decade, probably the last 7 years especially, because they saw how battle passes worked. They saw how Fortnite was going. They saw how Destiny was going. They saw how, so it has been a decade actually. So they saw how Destiny was going. They saw how Fortnite, PUBG, they were paying attention to this stuff. And then when Call of Duty got on board with the the passes. I mean, they got a game that they could do it with, so why not Madden it up, right? Then they pulled out Apex, they killed off they, as you said it so eloquently, they killed that off. They killed off what is it? Fuck, I can't fucking think of the name of the game right now. Holy fuck, you're gonna make me scroll through these comments again. What is it? Titanfalls. You had the Titanfalls that died. And Titanfall had probably one of their best chances to actually keep EA afloat. Then they tried it with what is it, Battlefield. Battlefield hasn't been the same for a long time. And when I say a long time, I'm talking like probably since 1 was actually okay. I thoroughly enjoyed 1. I don't know what everybody else's problem was with this, but what was it, the Battlefield that came out before it, I can't remember it, but it had there was basically the police force. I can't remember what the fuck it was, but I enjoyed that one. But Battlefield hasn't been the same since 5 came out. When 5 came out, it absolutely wrecked everything. I mean, if you could find anything to complain about with 5, you could find it. Like from the storyline to historical events to the battle passes to the I believe 5 had microtransactions in them, if I'm not mistaken. If there was anything wrong with 5, you were gonna find it. Not to mention with all the layoffs that Activision has done, even with the part that's successful, which is the Activision side, which is successful. It's just really a shame. One of their biggest layoffs, which I believe was about 9,000, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2018, somehow managing to stay afloat after that. You had the Blizzard side, of course, fucking everything up, from everything from what is it, they fucked up with their con, for one, when they came out talking that shit about everybody not having phones and shit like that. But they fucked up Overwatch. They fucked up gosh damn it, it's gonna fucking kill me trying to think of it. Diablo. They fucked that up 3 times now. Resurrection, they had the cell phone, the mobile game, and then they have Diablo 4, which they have absolutely just, they're just destroying their franchises. And not only that, but then you have like OGs jumping off ship everywhere. Like, they were one of the first people that I heard to jump ship off of their own projects, based off of what was happening. Then you had allegations on the Activision Blizzard as a whole, not being a friendly place to work. And that's just to put it lightly, because I don't feel like covering all that shit. When you look at the grand scheme of things, then the streaming space, how to sustain a streaming service and not have any sustainability, or not have any kind of actual model that's stable, is gonna fuck everything up. I can almost guarantee it, only because Microsoft and Sony are dragging their feet back to Microsoft a little. Actually, Microsoft might pick it back up. I will say that with as much of a player base as Starfield had, they could possibly pick it back up if they continue to release games. I mean, they still have a Forza game coming out. I think they have another title coming out by the end of the year. I can't remember if that's the case. But if they release games consistently and they figure out a way to make things to where it's to make their subscription service sustainable, I think that will end up ultimately having somebody finally perfect and figure out what a stream is actually worth, because that is something that in entertainment as a whole has been a struggle for the last 10 years, since we had Spotify, since we had Netflix. Like, it's just nuts that We still can't figure this out. So, and to add insult to injury, we're still in our youth as far as streaming goes in the gaming space, because Microsoft and Google introduced it to the space. There was nobody else that could. Well, I mean, Amazon could, but that's about all you got. You don't really have that much competition when it comes to the cloud gaming or streaming games as a whole in the space, because it's expensive to maintain, for one, and two, it's like there's just not enough. There's too much demand for games and just not enough to meet that demand. There's not enough. It doesn't seem to be enough people to meet that particular demand. So I could see that. Not to mention that there have been an extreme drought of games over the last 10 years, and only certain third parties and indie developers have been holding it down. It is just fucking crazy. If you are looking at the gaming space as a whole over the last 10 years, then I can understand that. But to say this year, besides all the extra bullshit, I think that if you're not looking at the extra bullshit that's been happening in the gaming space, like you don't look at the fucking politics that are unnecessary to be there. And I'm not talking about the politics that creators put in their games. I'm talking about like the politics within the numbers guy side of things. Like what happened, what kind of scandal happened behind the making of this game. Like I don't give a fuck about that shit. You handle that shit the way you see fit to handle that. If you're that type of person and you're just looking for games, this year's been amazing. But if you've been focusing on everything, then I can honestly understand that. I can honestly understand if you don't think this is, if you think that there's just been bullshit. I think there has been some bullshit that gets exposed, and I think that with this writer strike, especially affecting games, I think that we're gonna see a lot more that happens in the gaming space. I think we're ultimately what's gonna happen is that if this writer strike continues and it affects the gaming industry, we're going to see a whole lot more foreign developers be able to bust into the space. I think we'll have a little bit more competition at the end of the day. Maybe we'll be able to organize some of this mess that we call the gaming space at the moment. I don't know, but regardless, I mean, I just enjoy what I can while I can, because at the end of the day, what's gonna end up happening is that if I continue to focus on every single bad thing that's happening, including this Unity thing too, mind you, which is gonna affect a lot of people, but I see this as an opportunity to be able to use this, because not every indie developer should be placing shit out. Let's just be honest about that. I think that if they're gonna do that, if you're gonna do this with the space, what Unity is doing, I think this is a perfect opportunity to set a standard for indie developers as a whole. So because it's too hard to predict what an indie game is actually going to make, especially when it's a first time developer. Like they're trying to build rapport, so it's proving grounds to them. So if they have like like a singular metric that indie games can top, I think that will be a way for us to create more within the AAA space, to give indie games a chance to bust into that space and be able to create whatever it is that they want, rather than just having a few AAA devs here and there. I think that's a good way to actually bust indies into that space, so that way we know whether or not they're going to be creating good games and be trustworthy in the and keep up the competition at the same time. Unity, if I read that chart right, is like taking 20 cents per. So if you get like over the download, or if you go over download capacity, then that's when they're going to start charging the fee. I personally think that if you reach that point, then you should just be welcomed into the space with open arms if you reach that far as an indie developer. And there's a few that have in the past. There definitely has been a few that has done that, but with Unity, I don't know enough, and they have been updating this since yesterday, so it's hard to say what's actually going to happen. It's easy for us to look at these articles and look at these tweets and just assume the worst, and it might not even be that bad. It could, but then again, on the other end, it could be. I'm just waiting until more information comes out. Unity puts out more information and we see what exactly is going to happen. I just think the gaming industry as a whole needs to get it together with this streaming shit. If they can't figure out the streaming shit, then what the fuck was the point of bringing it into the gaming space in the first place? Charging digitally for a game that you technically don't own, where you used to own the games back in the days, I think I understand why they do it, but at the same time, it's just it just kind of fucking sucks that they don't have a more perfected way to where you still own the fucking game. You actually own the game, not just the key to open the door to the game, and have some kind of fail safe to stop you from being able to pirate the fucking game. Even though when you buy something, you should be able to do what you want with it. But what I'm saying is that if you're doing stuff illegal with it, that's one thing. If you're letting a friend borrow it, though, that's a whole other fucking thing. And I think that's kind of the garbage part, is that just kind of shows where the greed is, where they want people to continue to buy the game, but at the end of the day, there's not too many people that I knew of coming up when I was coming up, when we allowed people to borrow games. Like, I didn't know too many people that would actually do that, so I don't see it really hurting your sales that much. So it's just there's a lot of stuff going on in the space. I'm just grateful we actually got games this year. That's all I'm grateful for. The rest of that shit, like, we'll worry about when we have more information and when the time actually comes to have to worry about it. There's just not enough. There's a lot of people looking for clickbait shit to talk about. Unity just so happens to be one of them. I'm not interested in it at the moment until I have more information and Unity starts posting more shit. That's where I'm at with it. So yeah, that's about where that's where I live at right now. What do we have here? What is this? Unity software stocks dropped. Ooh. Here's another thing too. If they want to find something else to, if indie developers have to find something else to use to develop, why not? Why the fuck not? I mean, competition is competition, right? We often talk about competition. We're constantly talking about competition. Why is that still not? Why is that only hold up for certain things? If they're choosing to do this path, let them. That'll just give another engine a chance to shine. That's what I say to that. We can't sit here and talk about competition and only want competition when it's convenient for what we want to see. Like, we got to want it all the way around. So let's just see what happens. But other than that, like, this has been a great year. I can understand where this video is coming from as far as like a whole decade, but this year has been really good. I think it's been worse for some than others, definitely. Like, it's definitely not been such a great year for Sony when it comes to anything, and Microsoft has kind of been on the fence with where things are. But other than that, like, AAA space is just show the AAA space, the third parties have been showing you how it gets done. PC's been showing you how it gets done. Nintendo has been showing you how things get done. And if you know, if your preferences aren't met, you know, that's something you need to take up with the higher ups, not the devs. The devs can only do so much. And that doesn't mean like threaten anybody, but that definitely just means that we need to actually take a look at what it is that we're doing wrong as far as the industry goes, if that makes sense. I swear there's somebody else that I had on here that's missing. I don't know who that is. Okay. Oh well. So yeah. I'm gonna get off though. It's been fun. I'm sure there will be more news that comes out. Black Raven, Sigma, Ghosts. TB Sora. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all are amazing as usual. I will see you all later sometime. And I am very positive by the next time I get on, there will be a lot to talk about. So, y'all have a good one. I'll see you later.